Links down below in the description box, as always, to credit WWE for piecing this together. This took place in Barcelona, Spain. It was SmackDown's first ever show there as part of the Euro Tour for the road to WrestleMania. So, this is not how we started off the show. How did we start off the show? It's a good thing that I'm looking at my notes, otherwise I'd be like, what is going on here? Yes. LA Knight in ring. Let me zoom in on my own patch notes here that I've got. Well, they're not patch notes. It's not a video game. Anyhow, LA Knight was in ring. Says that the title is back where it belongs. Didn't get a chance to actually say much until Jimmy Uso came out saying that he's desperate and he wants a shot at the title. But then Solo, Jacob, Fatu, and Tama Tonga came out. Solo wants a crack at the U.S. Championship, so I thought, until he says that Jacob Fatu should get a crack, which I totally believe in. Hell all broke loose. Braun Strowman came out to even out the odds, and then Nick Aldis obviously came out. I knew it was going to happen the moment. It's like, hey, wait a second, we got 3-on-3 here. So that's essentially what happened here, as you could see. And then post-match, a triple moonsault off the top rope from Jacob Fatu, as Braun Strowman and LA Knight with Jimmy Uso did in fact defeat Solo and his former bloodline. Great brawl. I enjoyed this quite a bit. We'll get into that in a moment. Kathy Kelly interviews Jade Cargill about Naomi. The great question asked as to how Jade knew it was Naomi and why she didn't say anything sooner. She did answer that question, didn't she? But it was kind of like one of those things where she's like, well, she woke up, everything was fuzzy, and all she saw was Naomi walking away. So in the end, it was like, well, then how do you know it was her? But then Naomi confessed, so that's right. I think it was that whole, like, she wasn't 100% sure. So she kind of wanted to give the benefit of the doubt. But there it is. Liv Morgan and Raquel walked by, just flapping their gums as always, not really saying much, just kind of barking at Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill could totally flatten the two of them together. Charlotte Flair defeats B-Fab. I got a couple of things to say about B-Fab, even though we're not showing B-Fab. We're just showing Tiffy Time and Charlotte. At least show B-Fabs. Show some love. B-Fab. I like B-Fab. I really do. I mean, this was kind of obvious that Charlotte Flair was going to win. 2-time Royal Rumble winner. The only woman 2-time Royal Rumble winner, if I'm not mistaken. Fact check me if I'm wrong. Will she win against Tiffy at Mania? B-Fab, I want to talk about B-Fab because I do like her performance. She didn't get to showcase as much as I'd like to. Maybe they told her to tone it down a little bit so she doesn't quite shine too bright. That can happen sometimes. We've seen it on multiple counts, whether it's the women, the men, it doesn't matter. Last time she was seen with the Street Profits, by the way, which it looks like the Street Profits are sort of kind of going heel, but not really, was January the 17th. It was the last time the B-Fab was seen with the Street Profits. Last year, in the beginning of 2024, when she aligned herself with Bobby Lashley, I closed my eyes so I could think better and not get distracted. They were called the Pride. There were some internal frustrations within the group, no one specifically. They were kind of dissatisfied with the direction. Then Bobby Lashley went to AEW, formed the Hurt Business there with MVP, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander. Anyhow, they went there, then B-Fab kind of tagged along, and I like that. I like that dynamic. She's got that. I like her, plain and simple. So they kept her around. They didn't let her go. I'm thankful for that. And yeah, she's just more aligned with Michin now and kind of like distance herself away from the Street Profits. Kind of like Michin doesn't really associate herself with AJ Styles, even though they have huge history together. So anyways, Flair refusing to let go of the figure 8 leg lock. Tiffy comes out to help, but 1,000 pipsqueak security guards broke that up. But naturally, 1,000 of them can't handle Tiffy and Charlotte. So they still managed to brawl. We saw a couple of flips in midair. Nonetheless, it was entertaining. That's the main point, is it was entertaining. Even though it wasn't believable, that's not the point. This was funny, but it was very short and sweet. Probably the shortest Cody Rhodes promo I've ever seen. Miz TV introduces Rhodes, tells him to cut off the music. Rhodes gets pissed off. attacks Miz and gives him a crossroad. 2-second promo about John Cena saying, you know what? I'll be waiting for you. You're the only person I want to talk to. He's going to be on Monday Night Raw in Italy next week in a couple of days. So there you have it. And then that's it. It was just done. So it's going to make this video overall a lot shorter. There was a vignette promo that was showing Drew McIntyre and how he's got a huge history with Damian Priest. Cost him the title a couple times and just lots of that. So Damian Priest did defeat Shinsuke Nakamura, but via DQ because Drew McIntyre interfered in the match, and then Drew goes completely hog wild on Priest. This was about Priest again screwing Drew multiple times. Nobody came out to help Priest. Just nobody. And then Randy Orton defeated Carmelo Hayes, but I gotta say, Carmelo Hayes put up a decent fight. I wrote, and I quote, why am I quoting myself? He made him sweat. I almost said he made him sweet. Made him sweat. In no parallel universe, however, could I see Carmelo Hayes ever defeating Randy Orton. Like, it's just not believable. With all due respect. But Kevin Owens, yes, there's just that. Because he's right there. Kevin Owens came out for a couple of seconds, but then ran off. They're bros in real life, but whatever. They do such a great job of portraying that they hate. I keep chin bonking myself. I wouldn't have that problem if I was, who's that chinless wonder? Oh my god, he used to hang out with Carmella. I almost said Carmelo. It's funny because I've spoken to him quite a few times on Twitter. I don't remember his name. You know, he's got no... Anyways. I was trying to say something funny and it did not work out, but if I was that guy, I wouldn't be chin bonking my microphone so much. The pop filter. Enough of that. So that was a nice match, though. Good performance by Carmelo Hayes. Jesus Christ. World Heavyweight Champion Gunther defeats Axiom, but my sweet holy pineapple. Axiom? Who is this guy? I don't think I've even ever heard of him or seen him before. I heard the name only because of the 2K games, but I was like, Axiom, another small dude with a mask, whatever. Like, not to be rude. I was just like, I was really on board with Sin Cara back in the day. I'm really on board with Dragon Lee. We don't see him much, and all of a sudden they bring in Penta, Rey Mysterio's back. I'm just like, whatever. But then it's like, oh, co-holder of the NXT tag titles? Holy shit, did he take it to Gunther. I could believe he could kick his ass. I was like, this is what the hell I'm talking about. I wrote, made me believe he could actually defeat Gunther. Which makes Gunther look defeatable, which will help it be more believable that Jey Uso could perhaps defeat Gunther. Right? Exactly. Paul Heyman, I'm not going to lie, I was starting to get a headache. I listened to his promo. I love Paul Heyman to death. But I had to kind of scroll through a little bit because it was getting not bad like the promo. My headache was getting bad. Then I went back, couldn't remember where in the yapping. He said everything, but essentially was talking about CM Punk being his best friend, but that it wasn't CM Punk Day. It's still Roman Reigns Day, and it's never going to be Seth Rollins Day. Kind of hyping up the whole Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins things. And says that Roman Reigns will be in Italy next week. He's not here tonight. So then the crowd booed. And then Paul Heyman's like, oh, boo. It's not that far to Italy. So on and so forth. You won't get stopped at the border. So I did pay attention. But I didn't really get the full gist of what the promo was supposed to be about. And I think that's because I had a really bad headache. And I just had to... It sounds bad, but I'm just being transparent. I'm just being very blunt. I had to get this shit done. Under 10 minutes, I'm telling you. It's got to be that way. There's no need for this to be over 10 minutes. The Street Profits. I keep writing them profits like a prophet. Get it? Street Profits defeated DIY to capture the Tag Team Championship for their second time. And it's been 4 years. And quite frankly, I'm just glad that DIY don't have them. Again, it sounds rude. Sometimes people just don't. Okay? Jive with you. I'm very glad that they got it, whether they're heel or not. I don't give a shit. I really like the two of them. I really do. This is a great move. And that's all I have to say about that. So next week, Italy, in a couple of days on Monday. Thumbs up if you liked the video. You know, the whole drill. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. You get the Solo Sikoan spike in the rectum, and it's from your thumb, not mine. That's disgusting. You want to subscribe? Great. If not, whatever. I got to go. It's under 10 minutes.